Facts in this segment are true and researched. Opinions shared in this segment are my own. The first segment discusses the 3 filed petitions and provides background information about the Kentucky impeachment process. It seems like filing for impeachment is in vogue, but will probably not be in vogue much longer. Why? Because the loser in the effort will have to pay costs associated with the action, including legislator time. I reached out to my legislators seeking clarification on how that particular cost is determined, but did not hear back. I'm guessing a formula taking into consideration what they receive daily when the legislature is in session. The first was filed by 4 named petitioners against Governor Andy Beshear and supported by affidavits of another 46 people. Each of the 50, for the most part, stated they either own a business, work in a business, or out of work due to COVID-19 restrictions mandated by the governor or were retired. Signers were mostly from Eastern and Central Kentucky, 24 cities in total. My hometown of Cynthiana had 2 people to sign affidavits. The second impeachment was filed by 10 petitioners to impeach State Representative Robert Goforth. You may remember that Goforth ran against Governor Bevin in the 2019 Republican gubernatorial primary. He won his legislator re-election campaign with 71% of the vote, despite having been implicated and charged in a domestic violence incident involving his spouse. More intrigued recently when his wife came forth, denied he had heard her, that they had made up, and wanted to drop the charges. Authorities refused to drop the charges. Then last week, authorities stated they had lost a key piece of evidence in the case. Funny how these things happen. The third impeachment was filed by 3 unnamed petitioners, as has already been mentioned, to remove Kentucky Attorney General Dan Cameron from office. The 3 were on the grand jury related to Breonna Taylor's death, and they believe that AG Cameron did not provide the jurors with all the information in the case. I have not reviewed the latter 2 impeachment filings, but hope to in the next 2 or 3 meetings, 2 or 3 of our Monday night live sessions. The ability of someone to file an impeachment is mentioned in the Kentucky Constitution, but does not spell out exactly how the process works. Legislators created law to set forth procedures. The law is spelled out in KRS Chapter 63. The Beshear impeachment petition makes several claims revolving around Beshear limiting personal freedoms related to COVID-19 and executive actions implemented during the pandemic without the approval of the legislature, essentially for performing duties expected of the chief executive officer of the Commonwealth. The law requires a committee to be formed, and Republican Representative Jason Nemeth was selected as chair along with 3 other Democrat or 3 other Republican and 3 Democrat legislators. The committee had its first meeting on January 13th. I understand the committee chair did not provide much notice about the meeting and closed a portion of the meeting. There was concern expressed about potential violations of the Kentucky Open Meetings Act. I tried to obtain a copy of the meeting minutes, which should be posted on the LRC website. An email to Chairman Nemeth and my legislators went unanswered. Interestingly, on Nemeth's Facebook page, one of his friends said that he had heard Nemeth would chair the committee. Nemeth replied that no, he was not. The next day, he was appointed to chair the committee. The committee was formed because it is legally required to be formed. No one should get excited nor upset that the committee has been formed. We're going to follow not just the rules, not just the due process, but there will be no unfairness here, is what Nemeth is quoted as saying. The committee reached out to Governor Beshear and asked him to respond in writing by January 22nd, or noted that he could appear before the committee. The committee also reached out to petitioners and asked them to respond by January 26th. Governor Beshear's 241-page response was delivered to the committee and the public on January 22nd. The impeachment committee will meet on January 27th at 3 p.m. in room 125 of the Capitol Annex. I expect this meeting will be televised by KET, and one would expect a ruling quickly after reviewing all the replies. If the committee approves the impeachment, then the House votes to either go forward or not. If the matter goes forward, then the Senate will hold a trial. In my opinion, this impeachment petition will not be voted out of the committee and will end there. In essence, everything alleged in the petition has already been litigated in the courts. I expect this petition to be denied. I plan to review the other petitions and update the current one in the coming weeks. I also want to mention that we have a couple of petitions that we've got out there. We have one that is titled "End Beshear's Sham Impeachment Effort." That should be up on the screen here in a little bit. And then we also have another petition. This one's titled "Mitch Minion Dan Cameron Can't Be Allowed to Lie About Grand Jury Proceedings. Listen to Breonna Taylor's Jurors." So I'll turn it back to you, Aaron.
Go ahead.